Okay, Steve, back here again. 12 months on, I think, last time we did this interview. I should be getting paid for this, so was that good? I'm not too sure about yourself.
You're overpaid as it is, Luke.
Well, that's fair enough, I'll take that. But we can see that only one of us got the memo. You've had an haircut and done your hair. I've not, and I've got overgrowth, so just like usual. I was last to find out again. We'll just get that out of the way straight away. Okay, so what we're going to do, we'll look back on the season as a whole. First year in the UK. How do you find it overall?
Yeah, it's been a really enjoyable experience. You know, wonderful group of lads to coach, fantastic club, you know, great owner in Simon and fantastic board, and you know, just love everything about the club. You know what it stands for, and yeah, I'm you know, just really pleased with you know, the progression we made throughout the season.
Yeah, you know, a lot of change went in pre-season, new coaching staff, new players, new systems. Probably reflected in our first month of football, 2 from 6. What was you feeling then?
It certainly did reflect on how we're performing. I always said, you know, to the people who were, you know, around us, that it was always going to take a little bit of time. You know, with the amount of players we had, I think we had the highest amount of players. I think it was 12 players away for World Cup, and they missed the whole pre-season. And there were days where we only had 12 training, and which a lot of people didn't realise and understand. And you know, once we got going, we got over that hurdle down at Huddersfield in round 2. You know, which was a shocking night, and you know, to go over to Catlins and nil them, I felt that was a turning point. And I always knew it was going to come. It was just a matter of when. And you know, I always had the belief in the playing group and the coaching staff to be able to turn it around with, you know, the slow start. And you know, then we went on that, you know, I think it was, you know, that good run through that mid part of the season. So yeah, it was always going to take a little bit of time. It was just a matter of when, and the Catlins game was a really big turning point.
So you said the Catlins game was a turning point. I think it coincided with your wife and kids coming.
You're saying I was lonely at home, Lee?
Very lonely. Well, saying that, I was glad they come, because you spent 24 hours with me a day. So I'd say it coincided with that. You did it tough, mate. You know, over for 6 months on your own. Yeah,
you know, I'll be lying to say if it was, you know, easy. You know, when your 3 girls and your wife are back home in Australia and trying to hold the fort back there. But you know, that's a decision we made when I first made the decision to come to Warrington. And you know, you live by the sword, and you know, it's you know, made us more resilient as a family, and you know, made us stronger, I feel. And you know, they're here now and they're very happy.
Yeah, for sure. So moving on then, we got through the 6 rounds, and then the Challenge Cup kicked in. You know, from afar you've probably watched a lot of it, you know, growing up. And what was it like to experience the Challenge Cup? Because I know in Australia there's no knockout comp, so the difference between that and just the normal rounds.
Yeah, that was a wonderful experience. You know, I heard a lot about the Challenge Cup, you know, from when I arrived through yourself and Hendo and Kylie, and on how special it was. And until you're actually in it and you're breathing it, you don't fully understand it. And I've got a really good understanding of it now, I'd like to think, and it's a great concept. You know, we come into the season in the Challenge Cup a game earlier. We had to get 5, I think it was 5 games, yeah, to get to Wembley. And you know, we had some really solid performances through those games. And you know, the game what really stood out was, you know, Wigan at our home base at Halliwell Jones. I thought that was a fantastic display of rugby, and a really hard-nosed against, you know, the premiership winning team. So it just shows you know, what type of team we have, and what we're building.
Wembley itself then, the occasion, first season as a coach, getting to Wembley is no mean feat. How's the experience? Obviously we got beat, which made it probably sour, but the whole...
Yeah, the build up, you know, the experience on game day was, you know, it was a wonderful event. And speaking to all supporters and, you know, all our Wire fans, they, you know, you speak very fondly of the Challenge Cup. And yeah, it was a hard one to take. It was, you know, it was a performance that on the day it wasn't a Warrington Wire performance, which, you know, we pride ourselves on. And but you know, a credit to the playing group, all coaching staff. We had a pretty brutal review after that, and you know, to come back on a 4-day turnaround against Hull FC and put in a a strong performance like that was just shows what type of character we have in the group, and to finish the season, in leading, the majority of the points scored and points against the back of the season was, I was really proud of the playing group.
Yeah, obviously the defeat, and then refocus back onto Super League, coming into the business end. Saints at home, we got a good hide in there, knowing that we've got to play them in the semis after that.
Yep.
How were the lads to pick up? Was it hard to pick them back up and going to Saints, who were runaway leaders of the league? Nobody gave us a chance.
Yeah, we got knocked around a bit that game at Halliwell Jones. We lost a couple of players, and our key players in key positions, and take out any team, and then we lost another player. I think we only had one on the bench, and they've been the benchmark team all season for a reason. They've been playing some really attractive football, and I was always confident that we could turn it around, because I knew what type of players we have. We've got players who really care about their jersey and about each other, and that typified a number of games after a defeat at Wembley, and to go to their base, at St Helens, and have a knockout game, to go to Old Trafford. It had to take a special performance. We had to stay in the grind, stay in the fight, and it took us 75, 76 minutes to get in front. And we'd been building for that performance, for the second part of the season, and it just shows what type of personnel and playing group we have.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on from then, like I said, nobody ever gave us a chance. Great team performance. Moving on to the grand final. Your thoughts of the Old Trafford grand final night?
Another wonderful experience. To sell out Old Trafford like that, and the Wigan supporters and the Warrington supporters, they got out there in numbers and sung, and I thought it was a really hard-nosed performance by both teams, and they're a quality football team in Wigan. We had to bring our A game, and I was really proud of the boys' effort and on how they carried themselves and what they stood for in that game. We come up a little bit short. We were in the fight until the 77th, 78th minute, and 8-4. It was going either way. And credit to Wigan, they executed a little bit better than us on the night. But I was really proud of the effort that night. We went down swinging, and we had a big dig, and that's all I can ask for. And sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. And I know that we're going to be better for it. We've built some really solid foundations now, and it's promising signs for Warrington Football Club next season.
So if I was put you on the spot, what game would you most remember for the best performance as a whole in the full season?
I thought the Catlin's game over there, when it was windy and it was rainy, and we kept them to nil, a quality football team, and I thought that was our turning point to kick off our season. I thought our best performance of the season would have to be the Wigan game, in the Challenge Cup at Halliwell Jones, and the second last game of the season, the semi-final against St Helens, was definitely up there.
Cool. So 2018's done. We're into a new season, new year, 2019. How's preparations going so far?
Yeah, they don't get any easier, the pre-seasons. Every year they get harder, and you're trying to squeeze more out of the playing group. But yeah, very pleased with all our new recruits. They brought something a little bit different to what we've had in the past, and everyone's working really hard. We're building a huge amount of resilience amongst individuals and as a team, and building strong relationships and combinations amongst all players, and it's exciting times.
Yeah, we've brought in some remarkable signings. Jet Memo, Blair Costin, Lamatazi, Jess Clark, Matt Davis. Who else is there? Danny Walker, local
kid.
I've done that on purpose because Danny, remember when you did an interview and you said I wasn't your hero, Michael Monaghan was? Well, 1-1.
That's why he left to go to Widnes, because he didn't want to be coached by you.
No, because he didn't want to play with me.
Oh, is that right?
I was too old. Okay. So Danny, remember? I always have the last laugh here at this. Oh, so fantastic players. what we have got, we've got strength in depth, and we've got players who can put pressure on other players, and I think that's really important.
Certainly easily, and you know, depth in your squad is really important, especially with the length of the season. We played 40 games last season. We had played 37 regular games and 3 friendlies, and I think we only used, I think it was about 27 players, and it's a credit to, you know, all people involved, and the management of, you know, the playing group, high performance staff, and also, you know, to the playing group and, you know, how they you know, went about their business. And yeah, it's, as I said, to build depth is really important. We've got a number of young kids training with us at the moment, which I see playing a really big part of our future in years to come. We've got 9 players aged from 16 to 17 years of age who are training with us in this pre-season. Not every day, but you know, when they can fit around their college. And you know, I'm really, you know, pleased with, you know, the new players we've brought in, and I'm big on you know, being good people, being good role models, and doing things for, you know, each other, but also too for the community. And they're first class players, the guys we've brought in.
I'm going to speak about 2 players, 2 for different reasons really. Ben Currie, second ACL in 18 months. How's Ben getting along?
He's flying.
Yeah.
He's looking great. You can tell in his face. He's you know, he's really excited to be, you know, back. And you know, it's been a long road for him, and certainly it hasn't been easy for him. I understand his pain, and it's a credit to himself on how hard he's worked and how diligent he's been in his rehab. And he's been clocking, you know, a huge amount of kilometres throughout the week in terms of volume of his lower legs, and he's in a really good headspace at the moment. And you know, as the head coach, I'm really excited to get Ben back in the new year. And it's important that we, you know, when he does come back, he's right, and you know, he's going to be a valuable asset for us next year.
He'll be like a new signing again.
He will be. You can see the way he trains and the way he's carrying himself around the gym, and in his rehab, he's like a little kid again. And you know, hopefully that, you know, the resilience, you know, he's built up is you know, going to make him more stronger mentally, and also a better person.
And on the other scale, Ryan Atkins comes into 10 years.
Yep.
Got a pre-season friendly against Widnes. It's really important that we celebrate, you know, Ryan's great servant to the club, and celebrate that in the right way.
Certainly, he's been a great player for our club for, you know, a long time now, and you know, it's important that, you know, all supporters, you know, whether you're a Warrington supporter or a Super League supporter, that we get out to Halliwell Jones on our friendly, and you know, help and celebrate Ryan, you know, on a fantastic, you know, career to date. And you know, he's been doing some really good things in the pre-season, and applying a lot of pressure. You know, I know that he's, you know, he's hurting a bit from, you know, missing out on, you know, the 2 major games last season. And you know, that's what I want. I want healthy competition.
Good. You spoke about, when we did this last year, about, you know, you've been told about the passion of the fans and all the way they sing and whatnot. Has it surprised you?
Yes, it did. Yeah, it's a wonderful stadium to, you know, be amongst at Halliwell, especially with all the singing and chanting and echoing off all the you know, side metal boards. And yeah, they're very passionate, and you know, I'm really enjoying the you know, the Warrington fans.
Obviously, moving forward, you know, there's been a lot of talk in the press about going back to Australia. I'm glad to say, and I'm made up for you, that you've signed a new 2-year deal.
Thanks,
Congratulations,
buddy.
I've got you for another, well, I'd say another 2 years, and it's all starting to fit into place now. When we did our promo at the club shop yesterday, and you picked up a tape measure, and you said you want one of these. Am I getting the sack? Is that what you're trying to go at? No, it's great to have you. You know, for 2 years, it's stability for yourself, and I know that Sheridan and the girls love it here, and it's also stability for the club. So it's great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. It's I you know, I love being part of Warrington, and you know, I honestly feel that you know, we can make a difference. I feel that we're in a really good position to, you know, push for, you know, that ultimate prize, which, you know, we've been all dying for. You know, it's a fantastic club with great people involved, and you know, I wasn't going anywhere. It's you know, I come here for a reason to, you know, get that ultimate prize, and you know, my wife's happy that all the kids are really settled, and you know, I'm a man of honour. I live on a handshake, and I'll continue to do that. And you know, I'm just you know, really looking forward to 2019.
Good, good, nice to hear. So coming to the end, you know, 3 words. What would they be to sum up the season?
3 words.
3 words.
God, you put me on the spot here, Brucey.
Yeah.
3 words. I've got to go SBW.
Yes.
There you go.
SBW.
SBW.
We all love SBW.
We all love SBW.
Actually, should we go on to Ben? He's on the coaching staff now, isn't he?
Is
the
he?
women's
Oh,
team.
the women's team. Yeah,
Women's
he is.
team.
Yeah, he come to training actually the other day, talking about how ferocious the contact is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really enjoying it. He's not many of those players left in the game, is there?
No.
He's the ultimate warrior, and he's you know, I love coaching him.
Do you know what I love most about him? He's so excited to have a coach's coat. He's got a jacket now, hasn't he?
Oh, he's got a jacket. Oh, he wants a jacket.
He's got one with his name on the back.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
no.
so he's proper part of the coaching
Yeah.
staff now.
Yeah, he's a good man, isn't he?
Do you know, like we have outtakes? That could be outtakes. How good am I at this interview? Michael Parkinson, I'm after your job. Price Lee, pleasure.
Thanks, buddy.
See you,
Cheers,
buddy.
mate.